Well, speaking of Xbox, Joel, why don't we get into the topic of tonight? Let's see how many Xbox games aren't going to be nominees this year for the Game Awards.
Saw one.
So,
I do have to say, prefacing, I got some feelings about one of the nominations. I feel like it's super biased, but let's
I'm intrigued here. It is the lovely time of year where we once again get to look over the nominees for the Game Awards for 2024. As we do every year, we are going to go from the bottom up because we feel like the Game of the Year award should be the final one. It'll be the most beefy topic, probably, maybe, depending. So, without further ado, Joel, are you ready to talk about the nominees?
I want us to talk about what the real nominee is, Brian.
Oh, no.
Remember what I said? Anyway, let's move on. Remember what I texted you about what we really want to see? No, it's okay. Go ahead.
All right. So the first few categories we're just gonna get out of the way, just because we're not really super in the know about these ones. So like best esports game. Sure, it could be any of these. Like, I'm sure people in the comments that you're more knowledgeable about that, let us know what you think is going to be the winner out of these ones. We have the Billy Gaming for League of Legends, Gen G from League of Legends, Navi from Counter-Strike, T1 from League of Legends, and Team Liquid from Dota 2. A lot of League of Legends players. Very popular esport. Moving on. Best esports athlete, 33. Oh god, my dyslexia is going to hate me for this one.
Alexib, here.
Alexib, thank you.
Alexib, Chavi or Chovy, Baker, Zaiwu, and Zimjek. Sorry, I'm probably butchering.
Yeah,
it.
Sorry. Don't know any of these people. Good luck to everybody nominated here. Sure, y'all played very good this year. Best esports game. Now, this one we could probably try to make an educated guess just based off of, knowledge of past years' nominees. We got Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, okay, and Valorant.
I'm gonna say it's League of Legends because that arcade hype.
I think League of Legends won last year, right?
Did it?
I think so.
I don't remember.
Although I will say, I think for me it's a toss-up between League of Legends and Valorant, because Valorant has been pretty big this year. Like, I've heard people talk about Valorant a lot. So, it could be... Then again, it's the two Riot games, so it's like, I'm not surprised. Like, it is the esports leader for the most part, so... Good luck with that. Content Creator of the Year... I feel... See, that's the issue. A lot of... the internet nowadays is just so filled with a whole bunch of content creators that it's so hard to keep track of everybody. So, this is just kind of like a... Sure list. I mean, I'm sure all these people have a really big following, very popular. I have no idea who they are. So I'm just gonna
say, man. Maybe we should be more vigilant about it as we are content creators.
I mean, do we though? That's the thing though, because it's so hard. Because when you're looking for content creators you like, it's in the things you enjoy. So it's like if it's not something you normally look at, it's not surprising you won't know who they are. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, this is just such a hard category to figure out just because of the broadness of what is a content creator.
Yeah.
Jameson's in the chat. Why isn't Overwatch 2 on this? Canceled. Hashtag cancel this shit. Jameson, I feel the energy. I know that comment is sarcastic, but let's be real now. Overwatch, that was 2018 contender. Maybe 2019. I'm sorry. Overwatch is their esports league is not what it used to be. It's pretty much not existent at this point. Okay, content creator of the year. Good luck to everybody. Okay, so this one, here's where I feel like we get started on this list, Joel. Most anticipated game of the year. Got Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 5, Metroid Prime 4
Six.
Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Did I say 5?
You did. It's okay. Five
Six.
has been around for so long. Like, it's just...
5's been around for 3 generations of consoles, my friend.
Yeah.
It's hard to not think about anything else but 5.
Yeah.
Sorry, Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, yeah. It has to be Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah.
Like
the trailer and everything, yeah.
The reveal trailer like broke records on views.
I'm just gonna underdog it. I'm gonna say Metroid Prime 4. It looks fun.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole category has a whole bunch of bangers because everybody wanted a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, and then we're getting it.
Yeah.
No, we knew like Death Stranding was getting a sequel, and it's going to be highly anticipated because people love Kojima. Like people have been
I can
wanting.
think of someone who really loves Kojima. Who really loves. Anyway, ready for that big out session.
Prop bets.
I'm gonna say it's probably Grand Theft Auto 6 though, for sure.
Probably
that'll win that one.
Definitely. All good choices, but yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the one. Best adaptation, recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment media. We have Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon Yakuza, and Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. I did hear a little bit of scuttlebutt about this category because not because Arcane is a bad show in any regard. It's just interesting it's on this list because the season's not over yet.
Yeah, that's a Riot Games Batsland IMO, but
I mean, like I feel like you talk about Arcane, it's been a banger so far.
Yeah, it's not going to disappoint, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say personally, I really thought that Fallout was super faithful. I don't know about Like a Dragon Yakuza though. I'm very curious. I know you watched the Knuckles show, so I do need to check out Tomb Raider.
I watched the Knuckles show. I enjoyed my time with it. It's not gonna win. Like last year, like Sonic 2 was on this list, and I was like, yeah, let's go Sonic 2. It's like, no, Knuckles is fun. It's not gonna win. No way. Like this thing would be definitely rigged if Knuckles won. Like if they paid Sega money to have this category. I heard Like a Dragon had very mixed reviews just because of the adaptation that was done with the series. And I
too, right? They did.
It was Amazon.
Yeah, it was Amazon. Like Fallout.
Yeah, Prime. And Tomb Raider, I haven't really heard. Like, I know it's out. I haven't really heard much people talking about it. I'm sure it's a good show.
Yeah.
But if I had to put my finger on it, it would be between Arcane and Fallout. Slightly leaning towards Fallout just because of like the expectations for that show were kind of low, and then they delivered very high. Like I heard so many people talk about how good Fallout was, and since Arcane is popular, but by the fact that it's not done yet, it might be hard for people to vote at this very moment for a show that's not finished yet, whereas like Fallout is proven like this is a banger. So yeah. Any last thoughts before we move on?
Hope Fallout takes the win.
There we go. All right. Good luck. All right. The best multiplayer.
I think this is the first time I actually have like a lot of stake in this because I've played like 5 or like 4 out of the 5. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit.
This is gonna be very interesting. We've played a lot more games this year than we did last year.
Yeah, we did.
Or a lot more variety. Yeah. So we have Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which, by the way, what an amazing world we live in now, where Call of Duty is on the list this year, and it's actually a game we played.
Still play.
We still play.
I played
good job.
Sunday.
Good job. The team at Activision for that. So we got Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Multiplayer has always felt like hey, these guys aren't going to be on many of the other lists, let's just throw them in here.
It feels like that. And honestly, I love that we played Tekken 8. Shout out to Marcelo for getting it for me, but I feel like Tekken 8 deserves its own subcategory for this, like best online fighting or something. I know there's a fighting game division, you know what I mean? But I feel like
it's going to be
together with these ones. It's like unfair.
Well,
in my opinion.
Like, spoiler alert, I know that Tekken 8 is on the fighting game.
No, I know, I saw that. But yeah. I'm just like, I feel like in its own category, it should have a fair chance, and this isn't fair. But I like what you said. Like, I feel like they just threw it together. Yeah. That's
Jameson Chess says, let's be real. We're mostly playing COD because it was free, but it's still fun nonetheless. I mean, that is very true.
100%.
But also,
true.
We have to think about this though, because this is the first year where this is the Xbox-owned Call of Duty. This is the first year that Call of Duty is on Game Pass, so a lot more people have access to it that didn't want to spend the money. Like us, we didn't want to spend the money on it. But now that we're in it, we're having a fun time. We're remembering how much fun. Like, I think it's to their benefit that this year Call of Duty is like really good, actually, and it's not just like this is a new year, new Call of Duty. Like, no, this is like Black Ops 6 is actually really good.
I'm gonna let you finish, Brian, but I just gotta say, and I'm gonna keep saying,
go for it.
I think Helldivers 2 should definitely take this category. It just took the fucking year by storm earlier. Like, we were like trying to get in, trying to play. We were like only thinking about Helldivers when we finally got to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think in a way, like when we get on later, like it kind of got snubbed just based on impact and like community impact and stuff.
Yeah.
I know, like of course it went through, like every game does, the fluctuations, the fall off or whatever.
It went through its dose of Sony troubles.
That too. But I definitely feel like just the fact that it would like it literally was like super underdog status and like blew everyone away. I think on that alone, it should win multiplayer. Don't get me wrong, love Tekken 8. Of course, Mario Party. You saw me rage, have a fun time with that. Black Ops 6, great fun, lots of fun. I always want to play with the boys, but I feel like when we're on Helldivers, it's like fuck. It's like fuck.
Fight for our lives here.
Yeah, right. It's funny, it's fun, it's buggy, but we're not bothered. You know what I mean? I just. Mm-hmm. I think it should go to Helldivers 2, but these are all such great contenders. And of course, Warhammer, a lot of our friends play. I haven't heard them talk about it recently, though. It was like, when it came out, it struck like lightning, though.
They were playing that for like days and days and days.
But then Black Ops came. Yep. All great games.
Yeah. What I do love is that there is so much variety in this list.
Yes, that is true.
It's like you have your traditional shooter, you have your kind of like off-brand like shooter, you have your family-friendly multiplayer game, you have like the fighting game classic Tekken 8, and then you have like the dark horse Warhammer game coming up out of nowhere. Yeah, like I would definitely be shocked. I agree with you if Helldivers 2 doesn't win something. It does run the risk of recency bias being it like released so early this year that some people might forget about how good it was. Yeah. People that may have fallen off. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I honestly be happy with any of these people winning. I don't have really much of a bias towards I mean, besides the ones we played, you know, but you know, yeah. I feel like everybody in this category deserves a
exactly.
win.
I think that too.
And here comes the one of the more convoluted categories: best sports / racing game. We got F1 24, EA Sports FC 25, NBA 2K 25, Top Spin 25, and to my fucking surprise, WWE right? 2K 24.
What the fuck?
Out of all the years that WWE games have been snubbed, like, was it just not that? So here's
WrestleMania did numbers, man. That's why.
WrestleMania. Right. WWE's hot this year, man.
Oh,
it's fucking hot.
I'm paying attention this year. I'm like, I gotta see what fucking the Bloodline's doing. I gotta see my Usos.
Like, my personal bias would love to see it win, but I know how the game, like, we know how the game is. We streamed it here before. We know what this game is. It's stupid fun, but also goddamn 2K servers, please.
If those servers actually connected fine and we got in at least like multiple matches, not like 4 good ones, oh man, I would say put it up there.
Oh yeah. But the one surprising thing though is that college football's not on here. Like, I felt like that would have been a shoo-in for this list because it was such like a big like ruckus. Like, the college football game is coming back after 10 years. Like, it's been gone for so long, and especially when I believe it was EA that went through all the trouble of like negotiating with every single college to make sure like the players got compensated properly for it, and just like going out of the like putting in the extra effort to like make this game work. I'm surprised it's not on this list, but hey, you know, at the end of the day, oh well. Let's go to the next category. If it loads, there we go. Best sim / strategy game. This is out of my wheelhouse for sure.
I've not played any of these. I know of Age of Mythology. I'm glad that it got like a big update and you know, some additions and stuff. But
I remember seeing Frostpunk 2 at PAX last year, and then we got Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. We're at our warehouse for this one, so you know, good luck to everybody in this category. Hope the best one wins. Best family game. Okay. So best family game, we got Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire, which is kind of neat. My bias, like Astrobot. Like Astrobot, I think is the platformer of this year. Like, it is so good, it is so fun, it is so charming. You know, Princess Peach Showtime was kind of like a Nintendo game. It wasn't like remarkable. It was kind of iffy at certain points. You know, Mario Party Jamboree, we already talked about it. You know, it's fun. Legends of Echoes of Wisdom is pretty cool because it's like the game where you play as Zelda, so that's very neat. And The Plucky Squire is pretty fun. The art is made by one of my favorite artists, James Turner, who did a lot of the later Pokemon designs from like, I think, X and Y onward. He was the people that designed Vanillite, among other Pokemon. So Yeah, Astrobot. I think.
I'm gonna say Mario Party.
Okay.
I feel like you could really play with the whole family, but I guess you could with Astrobot. Just take turns. But I feel, for me, I feel like
no, that's fair.
I'm not initiated with Astrobot. I know it did have its moment though, for sure.
Oh man, it's still having its moment, bro. it's getting DLC, my man.
Oh shoot!
I think they just recently got the Helldivers in there.
I saw that they added Kate 6, so
yeah, they did. It's very cool. So yeah, best family. Here we go. Best fighting game.
I want to preface. I think 2 of these games shouldn't be here. As much as I love to see the reemergence of one, I don't think it actually should be here. But that's just me.
I'm gonna run them off. I'm gonna ask you which ones they are. So there's Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is okay, cool. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiverses, and Tekken 8. So there's Multiverses. What's the other one?
That should not fucking be there. Like, good job, you guys coming back, but like, you guys, like, ugh. Anyway, I personally might get a lot of flack for this. I think Marvel vs. Capcom had their time. It's a great re-release, but I think it should. I don't know.
You know what's funny, Joel? Your opinion isn't that out of the box. I've heard that opinion a lot the past day.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like an outlier.
Not saying like
of the love for it.
Well, there's a lot of love for it, but it's also the same kind of feelings. Like, okay, yeah, the collection's really good and the games on it are really good. They're classics, but there's like other modern fighting games that deserve their time. In the spotlight. Multiverses. I'm sorry, you won like best like debut game or whatever it was like a few years ago. But the return of Multiverses, I feel like, has been a big bungle. A lot of Warner Brothers, meddling in there. They changed the engine that the game ran on, so they transferred it into Unreal, which fucked up how the game felt and played, which didn't feel good at all. I played it like once, and it was like,
I haven't played that beta.
Like you played it at its peak then.
Oh,
you played it. I'm sorry, but ever since they shut it down,
clunky but fun. I think we're spoiled by Smash. That's what it is. But
see, that's the thing. Any game that tries to be a Smash-like is going to be cursed by the fact that it's not Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
that's just a fact. It's such a hard hurdle to climb, and I felt like if they kept the game how it was when it initially launched before they shut it down to refix it, I feel like it could have been more logical to be on here, but the fact that they brought it back, missed really hard with their fan base. Like players dropped off super fucking hard when this game came out, like literally within a month. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, good on them. They're still making content, releasing new characters and stuff, but I could not care any less about this game now because it's just, I don't want to touch it.
All right, Brian, so which one is it between 2? I know you're gonna, which one is it between the 2?
It's Tekken 8, bro. Let's not even make a joke about this shit. Like, I'm happy that Sparking Zero is on this list. By no stretch of the imagination is it the best fighting game ever fucking made, dude. No way, especially now. Especially now that the casual players have dropped off the game. Fuck, online is a shit show, dude. It's the same 5 characters. They fucking spam key blast. They just try to get the. They don't want to play for fun. They want to play for fucking rankings that don't matter. But no, Tekken 8. We played it so much over the past year.
It's fun. One of our buddies just got it recently. I fucking love Street Fighter, but this is fun. Like, it's a good game. I don't like getting juggled, but
nobody does.
It looks great too. And of course, my boy Yoshimitsu.
It does.
And that soundtrack. Oh my god. Anyway,
dude, we're like legitimately like this has been the best time for fighting games, dude. Like we are eating so good.
It really is.
And the fact that we're getting, City of the Wolves next year, and there was reports saying that Sega is working on bringing back Virtual Fighter. Like we're getting all of them back, dude. Like fighting games is resurging like nobody's business. Love it. All right. Next category, Best RPG. We got Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor Refantasio. So I personally haven't played any of these games, but I've heard a good amount of these games.
My only qualm is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever here. Isn't Shadow of Erdtree a DLC? Like, is it really that big enough of a change to the game? It's like that comprehensive that it deserves a spot. I don't know. This isn't my.
So you are right. It is DLC for Elden Ring, but from what I know from just watching people play on Twitch and listening to podcasts and stuff like that, it is a DLC that's big enough to be its own game.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better then. Like
this could have legitimately been a spin-off game without being tied to Elden Ring. It's from what I'm told. This one has also been sparking a whole bunch of debate on whether or not DLC deserves to be nominated.
Yeah.
And I think we're in a newer age where DLC is a lot different because it's just like last year, Phantom Liberty for Cyberpunk was nominated, and that kind of also sparked a debate. It's like, well, does DLC actually belong here? It's like, well, when it's DLC like that, and this is kind of the same situation as the DLC like that, it does deserve to be nominated.
It's not fucking, Season of the Revenant, I'm done in an hour. Okay.
No.
All right.
No way.
That's the thing. That too. Like, is it a 20+ hour DLC? Then fine. I feel like, yes, then that's fine.
The only thing that I find interesting about Shadow of the Erdtree is the fact that in order to access the DLC, you have to get through a certain part of the game to access it.
That's what I've heard too.
Which that would infuriate me so much if I played Elden Ring. Because that means you would have to start a new campaign to get to Shadow of the Erdtree every single time. Unless if you're playing on PC and upload a save that got you to where you need to be. As far as, let me ask you just, I want to get your opinion. Who do you think would win in this category?
There's so much love for Elden Ring. It's probably going to win. I've heard a couple good things about Metaphor. I hope Dragon's Dogma does get some love though, because it made a comeback after a while. They really revamped the system, and people did like it at the time. I haven't heard much buzz about it recently. So just because I feel like Elden Ring dominated last year or whatever year it was.
Fair.
I feel like it should go somewhere else. Final Fantasy VII, like I'm love that they redid 7 Rebirth, but I'm like mixed about it. But yeah, that's just me. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, I feel like for like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I heard like it seemed like a lot of people liked it. I feel like it fell off more than Remake did. So that's why I kind of don't think it's going to win this year. Like a Dragon, I heard was really like Infinite Wealth was really fun. Like a Dragons don't normally win, but they're still good games. I do agree it would be cool if Dragon's Dogma 2 won, just because it's like it would be a comeback story of like being gone for so many years and coming back and like winning at the Game Awards would be nice. I did hear that Metaphor was really good though. Like people that don't normally play like Persona games, like I hear them really liking this game, which made me kind of think about maybe I should try playing it at some point. But Persona games like that are super intimidating to me, so who knows? I'll be in the same boat. I kind of hope that Dragon's Dogma wins, just to have that feel good story.
Yeah.
mixed in there. Best action adventure game. We got Astrobot, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Now, Joel, I know one game that you've played a lot. I want to get your opinion.
Yeah.
Let me
30
give me
hours in,
the
baby.
give me the pitch. Why do you think Outlaw should win?
It actually feels good. I know you try to just for a little bit, but it feels like a good action adventure Star Wars game. Like it captures the essence of Star Wars, and that's what I really like. And a little bit light, very light spoilers. When you have your choices, it's like pretty cool because it's like you complete a job. It's like, hey, I know you did this for Crimson Dawn, but do you want to give this to the Pike Syndicate instead? And you just have that option for a lot of the missions, and I really like that. And it's like as soon as you do it, it's like boom, your reputation goes down with Crimson Dawn and goes up with Pike Syndicate. And I just really like that. And it's not a game where in the first hour or even the first half, rebellion is like I'm on your side. Like I will help the rebels. Like it's for me recent in the game. I'm like, oh, it's because K has to, which I kind of like and also don't, but also like every story is like you got to be good right away, right? Fair. That's the theme of Star Wars. The world's thrust upon you. You know, you're forced to be good, but it's like you're truly an outlaw. Like you are literally looking out for yourself. You are double crossing. You're fucking with the Empire. You're fucking with this syndicate, that syndicate. Someone else is fucking with you too. You're on the run. I just think it captures the action adventure feel of Star Wars and put it in the game very well.
That's solid. The only game I've played on here is Astrobot. You know, can't really say any more than I've already said about Astrobot. I think it's really fun. I don't know if it's going to win this category. I feel like Outlaws definitely has like a better chance. I feel like Silent Hill 2 might have a better chance just because
Silent Hill 2, yeah.
Also just because recency bias as well.
Yeah.
I heard Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was really good. But yeah, I think recency bias, probably Silent Hill 2. But yeah, we'll just have to see.
I want Outlaws to win. Star Wars needs a win right now.
Star Wars does need a win. I agree.
And you know, I think it's funny too because like your companion you show isn't there a lot, but when they are, it matters, which I like. This is a story of Kay Vess being, you know, she's with other outlaws, and then when K2, not K2, I'm thinking of the other droid. When ND5 shows up, it's like he means business, and it's great. And he says some cool stuff. And there's way more connections than I think people realize to older things, which I appreciate a lot.
Okay.
It's there if you want it. You don't have to, but it's like, oh, because optional. I did. Yeah, there's one that was super optional. I was like, oh, this is really cool. You know, like, why are people not talking about this? But whatever.
All right. Next, kind of interesting, going back to back, we have Best Action Game. Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. So this is also another category that kind of gets like conflated because it's like what, and like it's such a broad category.
Yeah.
Because like you have games like Black Myth Wukong matching up with Call of Duty, matching up with Space Marine, you know. I think this will go into the options like if Helldivers doesn't win a certain category, I hope they win a category.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling. I know people talked about Black Myth Wukong for a long time. It does look really cool. Black Ops 6 obviously is the talk of the town because it's, you know, a good Call of Duty game. Uh, Stellar Blade, I don't see it winning at all. I feel like it's just kind of on here just because they needed a space for action, like best action game.
It could have been Outlaws. It could have been anything else in the other category. Honestly,
yeah.
I feel like Stellar Blade is a loot shooter, but not like.
No, Stellar Blade's more of like an action, like a kind of Devil May Cry-ish type of game.
I think it's something else.
Probably, because there's a lot of games that have similar sounding kind of like
something
titles.
Else. Yeah, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Stellar Blade is something else. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
The Final Descendant, whatever it's called.
Oh, The Last Descendant.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
There you go. No, it's it's not here.
No. Sorry, Stellar Blade fans. I still don't think it's gonna win, but my bad.
No. Yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting contenders. I think we're sticking to our point. Like, Helldivers needs to win something.
I do think if not Helldivers, I think Warhammer, just because it's so. I wouldn't say different, but I feel like it is though different at the same time. I'll just say that. I
will say this: I didn't realize how many people were into Warhammer until like the ramp up to Space Marine 2. Like a lot of people like Warhammer, especially nowadays.
Yep.
We'll see. Best VR/AR game. We do not, neither me nor Joel currently have current VR systems to sway an opinion on this. So I'm just going to say it'd be cool if Batman wins, because it's Batman. And it's an Arkham game, technically. It's Batman.
Batman.
Although Asgard's Wrath 2 would be kind of cool just because shout out to Matt Mercer playing the devil.
Oh, yeah. It did look pretty cool when that trailer dropped last year.
This one will be interesting. Best mobile game. We got AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, Withering Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero. So, normally, Joel, this would be the year where, like, mobile games, whatever. Yeah. But honestly, like, there is a few good contenders on this list this year.
Yep.
I know I have been, as well as many of our other friends, have been playing Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Yeah, you guys had a whole conversation daily. Last night. I'm like, damn, you can go back for a few hours. Yeah,
it's been a problem. So that has the recency bias against it. Zenless Zone Zero is a Hoyoverse game, so it's like it's gonna have that quality to it, playability. Not only from like console PC, but in mobile is like seamless, just like how Genshin was, just like how Honkai was. I fell off of it. It was an interesting time. I don't know if I'll ever go back to it, but it's there. And I know Hoyoverse fans are sickos for that kind of shit, so that's that. However, I did play a little bit of AFK Journey. It's interesting. It wasn't my type of deal, but the art's pretty nice. However, if any of these games are going to win, like Pokemon hype aside, I feel like Balatro is going to win just because Balatro has just been a tidal wave of positive feedback and reviews from it. Like, this originally came out on Steam, and then it came out on mobile, then console. And every time, like, it would come out on another space, it would just get a whole new wave of just more and more fans playing this game. And now it's up to the point where, like, they're having so many crossovers with like, so many other indie games involved. And I haven't played it yet myself. I do want to play it, though. So I guess to sum up like what Balatro is, it's kind of like you're playing poker, but the whole idea is that you're trying to beat the house, and in order to beat the house, you need to construct your deck in a way that you would get these like special Joker cards that would give you special abilities to ramp up your points. And it's like kind of like a card counting kind of deal, where it's like you're trying to like math out. It's like, okay, well, I play this hand, which gives me a better opportunity to get this hand later, and like so on and so forth. Like you have like your themed like decks you can play with. I've heard nothing but good reviews about Balatro. I would not be surprised if it won. I know you probably have little opinion on any of these games.
Yeah, sorry, y'all. I'm
not a mobile guy.
Not a mobile guy. Even with
that's
Gundam,
fair.
I was like, cool.
That's very fair.
I'm like, if I'm on a game, I'm gonna be on my Xbox or my PS5.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody will come along one day. I'll just be like, oh.
I wouldn't be much of a gamer, a mobile gamer either, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, Pokemon is very habit forming. I wouldn't even like say like I really play it. It's like turning it on every time it yells at me that pack's ready to open. It's like, okay, cool, awesome.
12 hours later.
12 hours later. Best debut indie game. We got Animal Well, Balatro again, Manor Lords, Pacific Dive, and The Plucky Squire. Pacific Drive. I'm just gonna reuse my spiel from the last category here. I think Balatro is like shooing to win this, if anything else, just based off of how much talk it's been getting ever since it came out, and it's only been getting more and more hyped up. Yeah. If there's nothing else, I think we'll just kind of continue on here.
Yep. Right. I have nothing to contribute. Sorry, everyone.
That's okay.
AAA chill. Chill for AAA.
So now it's the best independent game. Animal Well again, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, and UFO 50. Again, Balatro's on here, so it might just win. However, I heard Neva was pretty good. Yeah. You know, I think at the end of the day, I think despite us not really knowing much about these games or like having experienced these games, I think it is very important to point out to everybody listening to this that despite having an indie game or like having the indie game that you like not win this category if they're nominated, I feel like all these indie games benefit from having the nomination, because that means so many more people are seeing these games that didn't know existed. Exposure. So it's a net positive for anybody, even if they don't win this category. Yeah. It's still very good for the indie developers having their games shown off on a big stage like the Game Awards. So yeah, good luck to everybody. We're going to be talking about this for a quick minute, Joel.
Yeah, we are.
Best community support. We got Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Before we talk about any of these games, I want to point out the fact that this is the first year that Destiny is not on this list.
Yeah, this is not their
and
year.
We know
that.
what. Yeah. I'm not saying it as a big surprise. Like, we both know why.
Yeah, but they don't deserve it this year, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, not to the devs. You know, it's not their fault.
Of course not.
The people working on the game. The people who are, you know, tirelessly working, you know, all the time on it, thank you. But, you know, we already talked about this. I don't want to get into it.
2024 was a wave for for Bungie this year. So let's talk about who's actually on here, Joel. We have a few games on here. I feel like we could argue or are shooing for this.
I'm just going to argue for one. I that's it. Maybe one a little more, but that's it. There's only really two. I know one of them for sure you could get behind. They're just phenomenal with their community, but
so I want to assume that you're talking about Baldur's Gate?
No, actually, no.
Oh.
I think they do a good job. I don't think they're doing great. They talk to their community, they let them know. There's a couple more things I feel like they could let us know. But you know, they're truly, I feel like they're huge, but they're still indie. You know what I mean? They're still,
yeah.
There's more they could do, I feel. But also, like, they're small. Like, I'm not going to hold it against them. Also, I love that game. I'm referring to Helldivers 2 again. This game, just like they've rallied people. They've had like community events and stuff. And I love that on their Discord. They it seems like they're combative, but also they're very transparent. They're like, hey, there's this and that. We'll try to get this out. You know, we have like 20 issues. We're going to focus on, you know, this grenade doing weird things. Then we're going to get to, you know, this and that. I think there's only a few things, like they mentioned cars. I don't know. I'm not as involved anymore in like analyze the community. It's like, where's that thing you said? But I don't know. Like I said, like they're working on so much shit still.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, just.
Yeah, I agree. Also, just like their commitment to being in the world.
Oh yeah,
is fantastic. It's like we do not. It's like we have no reports about any unrecognized blips on the radar. You know.
Yeah. And I just love that. Pivoting away, No Man's Sky is still going. It's kind of like Sea of Thieves for me. I'm just so surprised they're churning out content for those who want it, and I'm just happy for them.
And it boggles my mind because it's all been free.
Yeah,
I don't know where they're making money from, but I'm glad that they.
Maybe I'll Google it.
I'm glad that they have a sustainable income, and they're just pumping out a whole bunch of. Because I feel like every year we keep seeing like new updates for No Man's Sky, and it's like, cool, awesome,
right? Nice.
They just had the Normandy come in for for N7 Day.
Yeah, that's dope. It disappeared. Oh, maybe I should actually install it. Just get a picture with the Normandy again, or try just to. For fun. I missed it the first time. But yeah. I'm sure, Brian, Fortnite's community support, you're all up in that.
So, ironically enough, I have played the least amount of Fortnite in the past few months. Like, I hopped in when all the Marvel stuff happened during the summer, and I was like out. Like, as soon as I earned that Doctor Doom skin, I was out.
Nice.
But it's really hard because right now Fortnite's going through their like retro season before like the big update that's coming. So this year they're doing the remix of Chapter 2. So which is cool because Chapter 2 is when I started like fully playing Fortnite. So it was like, oh, I remember this stuff. I remember like the little beach resort area. I remember, you know, the locations and stuff like that. So it's cool for me. I am not worried. But I don't know. I just kind of been off of Fortnite, especially because like the beginning of the last season was super fun, and then they nerfed a whole bunch of stuff because a bunch of like top players and like streamers were like complaining about how chaotic it was.
I know that feeling. I know that. Hey, let's nerf Div because it's too easy for us. Biggest middle fingers ever. Fuck you.
But no, I wholeheartedly agree. I think Helldivers 2, like this is, if nothing else, this is the category it deserves this year. For sure. And I know
sure.
I know keep saying that,
gets
but
it, Baldur's Gate gets it cool. But yeah, I totally agree. Helldivers 2 deserves this one.
Yeah. Moving on. Best ongoing game, we got Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2.
Jameson, if you're still here, are you playing Diablo still? Anyway, I think the bottom three, honestly, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. It should go to Helldivers 2 again. They're trying really hard to like still stay on top, but without being pushy about it. I feel they're not like, I don't know. It doesn't feel invasive. It feels like they're just trying to be cool and make good content. At least to me.
I agree. It's definitely one of those feelings that like I don't want to say anything bad about Diablo 4 just because I feel like if you're in it, it's probably good, but they're more expansion based, kind of like how Destiny 2 was.
Yeah.
James says stopped after the first month. Diablo 4. Oh no. But no,
Game Pass now? When's the DLC's free?
I think it might be on Game Pass. I'm not sure.
There's so many other games now.
There's a lot.
I'm surprised Sea of Thieves isn't on here.
I mean,
I guess it's just only an Xbox game, I guess.
That's not anymore. It's on PlayStation.
True, that's right.
It's on PlayStation, but
fuck, I forgot it's on PlayStation. Oh my god.
I feel like because Sea of Thieves has now kind of found its like audience that it's sustainable, but also it's niche.
Yeah.
Because like let's be fair, like the most recent season is neat, but it was mostly like a bunch of like improvements and not so much of like added game content for the most part.
You saying the blow darts aren't enough for you? Because
don't get me wrong, being able to crouch finally after 12 seasons is fucking cool and everything. But you know, I'm not surprised that Sea of Thieves isn't on this list. Just because like what you said a lot about Helldivers 2 in the last category like stands true.
Oh yeah.
Here, what I said about Fortnite stands true. You know, it's been going. It's the juggernaut. It's the juggernaut of ongoing games, but you know, it's not wow amazing at the moment. And Destiny 2, we talk a lot about Destiny 2. So,
hey man, I got Icebreaker, but I don't think it. I don't know if that's gonna save it. I don't think that's gonna save it, y'all.
I still need Icebreaker. Then again, I mean, I have to run the dungeon again.
Yeah, you got to run that long ass damage phase again. You ready?
No. James says, I'm surprised HD2 is on here, or Helldivers 2 is on here. It feels like a community drop off tremendously. Yes and no.
Yeah.
A lot of players did drop off when Sony tried to do like you need a PlayStation ID to play the game, and then they kind of like had that whole debacle, but I feel like Arrowhead consistently has been like pretty good about keeping in contact with the player base regardless.
I feel so too. Yeah.
And you know, there are a bunch of people in this game that have ridiculous, you know, level numbers. Like there are people that are playing this game regardless. I think just like between these games, like I think the consistency lies with Helldivers. You know, just because like Destiny 2 has like their drop-offs, same with any other game, but like Helldivers 2 is like I think what makes it more compelling is that Helldivers 2 feels like the underdog compared to everybody else.
I feel that too.
Like it was a smaller game with like a bigger idea, like smaller scope, but like it still felt like there's so much involved in that game, you know.
What they say? Like, I hope we sell like, I don't know, 5,000 copies. Fucking
and it turns out they need to fucking beef up their servers.
Yeah,
there's too many people.
Million people playing this shit.
Maxing out. Still waiting for the third faction to make their appearance. I feel like they'll come.
Yeah.
Like we have to remember this game is not a year old yet.
I had to tell myself that a lot after like the first 3
It
months.
feels like it's been here for so long, but no.
Yeah.
Like,
it feels like a staple. That's how good it is.
I wouldn't be surprised if the third faction comes in on their first anniversary.
That's what I was thinking. Or they'll have the cars ready. And I really hope the cars are
both.
shitty, but they go fast. Like the cars, like one rock, you just fucking blow up because they're moving so fast.
What if the third faction comes in and they're so like superior to everybody else that we need the cars?
That's so funny.
Maybe. Don't know.
We finally get tanks and they're flimsy as fuck too. I would love that.
Hey, that'd be fucking great. I would love that so much.
I just want to be more like oh, we rushed this, because we're super Earth, and it's like shit, like truly like close to home. Anyway, but yeah, I agree.
Yes, Helldivers 2, baby. Games for Impact, a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Closer the Distance. Indica? I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Neva, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Tales of Kanzera's.
You played two of these, Brian? I haven't played.
I did play two of these games, and I don't know much about Indica or Closer the Distance. I'm sure they're great in their own right. It's really, for me, shout out to our boy Abu Bakar, but Zao is really good, really thought provoking, has the feels. But my undying allegiance is to Senua. I'm sorry. I just think I know a lot of people will think I'm crazy, but I think Hellblade is a fantastic series, and they touch on a lot of like the display more as accurately as possible without like demonizing it of like mental health and more specifically like psychosis type stuff. And I think Ninja Theory's work with like the Cambridge College of like the mental department there is like really cool and really neat. Not saying that any of the other games do really cool, neat things within their own like category or genre, but I think like what Ninja Theory is doing is very special in their own sense, and I'm looking forward to their ongoing, because they've kind of made it their mission to kind of target like a lot of like different mental health disorders, and like trying to have games that don't demonize them, and like actually like kind of show what like people who are inflicted with these conditions go through, and then also like making like characters that can be uplifting, or not like, but can be like positive role models for those demographics. But like I say, like Zao is also a very fantastic game, very good story, very like a very like close to home kind of feeling, but also like in a way it's also doing a very good job of giving you that kind of like cultural aspect. You have kind of like the African like folklore mixed in with like a story about a son grieving over his father kind of tale, and it's like a very close to home, especially for Abu Bakar, and it's like very nice. Yeah, not saying that any of those games could definitely like win, because we don't know what they are, but it's kind of like the same thing with the indie games. I would think it's like it's nice that all these games get to have representation like at the show, so it's like, oh, I didn't hear about this game, let me go check it out. So
exactly, yeah,
exactly. If there's no other thoughts, shall we move on?
Yeah, I've heard of like just Life is Strange, but I don't think I've heard of these other ones. So I'll have to do some more research.
Yeah. Innovation in accessibility. I actually would want to get your opinion on this, Joel, because right now we have Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age The Veilguard, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws. So, Joel, you...
Surprise! Hold on. What? Veilguard isn't on action adventure, but it's on innovation accessibility? Interesting.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Definitely an action adventure game now.
So you've played a lot of Outlaws.
I have.
Can you clue me in on what the accessibility features are for that game?
To be honest, I don't even. I'm surprised it's even here. I know Ubisoft usually likes to be better about that. I'm just honest. I don't think about that, but I'll do some research. Same for Veilguard, though. Honestly, I know like all these groups are trying to champion that, so I'm glad for them. But maybe there's innovation features I didn't know there were for accessibility. But if I'm being honest, like I don't really know. Do some research.
So I do know. I personally think that Prince of Persia should take this because from what I heard, out of these games, it has like the most like groundbreaking of its like genre of game, like accessibility. Just far as like being able to really customize your experience to the game. From what I heard, which is kind of wild to me, there's actually a setting in Prince of Persia that you can switch off platforming. Like you can flip a switch and it takes out all of the platforming of a level. So if you like have a hard time controlling for platforming, you could just wipe it all out. And like you can like finally like fine tooth comb like change settings about the gameplay of the game to fit your needs. Yeah, it was wild to me too, because like, you know, it was such it's such a smaller game, but it has a big following, and I only found out about this accessibility stuff like just a little while ago for this game, and like it's also a game that it's the studio that made it got split up, so it's just like, okay, cool.
So but no, yeah, Outlaws, I just looked up really quick.
Okay.
There's audio descriptions for cinematics.
Ooh. Okay.
That's really cool, actually.
That's nice.
Oh, yeah. That's the only one that I've seen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's actually really wild. The turning off platforming if you're having a hard time like that. That's truly, that's for a platformer. That's like to an average gamer. That's
from like a Metroidvania style game to turn off platforming.
Yeah, that's crazy. Accessibility wise, that's great. But you know,
like how many people that we play games with are like, man, I can't do platforming. It's just like so hard for me to do. It's like this would be a perfect game for them.
Yeah.
You know, and I know for like Call of Duty, just like another game that we've had access with, their whole new movement system like lets you really customize it really well, which is great because you know they make it so it's like less buttons for you to have to press in order to do the actions that you can normally do in like older Call of Duty games, which is great. But yeah, dude, just like fucking Thanos snapping platforming away from your video game is fucking crazy.
That I think that alone, that brings it to the top. I mean, I'm looking at another list. It's just like high contrast, colorblind. This is some newer stuff we're seeing more often, which I think is great. We didn't used to have that growing up. So
yeah.
Subtitles wasn't always a thing. Audio descriptions. Auto walk. Apparently you could just auto walk. I didn't know that. You know, that's cool.
In Outlaws?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Remapping things, adaptive trigger intensity, motion aiming, auto align. That's cool. You can just, if you lose track of where you're going, you can toggle sprint, vibration strength. There's aim assist.
Oh,
interesting. Stealth assists. Oh, that's cute.
Dude.
I like that. For those who are like really struggle with that, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Health regen, straightforward grappling, ledge guard. Oh, this is like okay. There's a lot of comprehensive stuff for
a lot of shit that you could give Ubisoft. Like they do a surprisingly good job with the accessibility.
Yeah, that I will say. I feel like that definitely, even with like, I remember back in the day they would have the photosensitivity warning. You know, some games still don't even do that. You know,
that's true.
So I just think that's wild. They like, I remember they were one of the first to actually do that. So, all right, Outlaws are fucking Prince of Persia. Yeah, I'm sure the other ones are doing the same, things as well.
Yeah,
or, along the same lines, but they're literally making, like, at least for these two, literally making the game. To us who can play like easy, but for those who can't, like really making it like enjoyable in a way that you could play it and fully enjoy it. So that's cool.
Yeah. At the end of the day, accessibility is always a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, we got best performance awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. We got Brianna White from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hannah Teal from Life is Strange Double Exposure. Humberly Gonzalez from Star Wars Outlaws. Luke Roberts from Silent Hill 2. And Melina Juergens from Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I believe we have our biases for this category.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I think Humberly's doing great though for Outlaws, but I think definitely I think even not even having played it though, but I could see that anguish that Melina Juergens brings in Hellblade 2. It just hits, it transfers over. But there's definitely some great moments I think that Humberly's bringing in Outlaws. So and the other actresses I don't. Or actors, I don't I haven't seen them, so I want to give them a fair thing, but yeah, my bias is with Outlaws right now
because I believe Brianna White is Aerith in Final Fantasy VII. I heard Aerith had really good moments in Rebirth, and I believe Hannah Teal is the main character of Life is Strange. And of course, Luke Roberts said Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 has been doing really good stuff. Like everybody here does fantastic work, regardless. Of what they do. But yeah, like I said, we both have our biases. I stand with Melina.
I'm gonna just say Humberly because Outlaws feels like an underdog. Only for here. Only for here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay. Best audio design. We got Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. I am choosing Hellblade 2 because goddamn, that fucking spatial audio is a fucking godsend. Having the sirens talk to you in your head while you play the game it was good in 1, it's fucking fantastic in 2.
I feel like Call of Duty's always pioneered like having good audio, and especially with Black Ops 6, it was no different. And it was it's tight, it's good, it feels good. But I'm gonna say horror, like the audio or the presence of it or without it is always crucial. So I'm gonna say Silent Hill 2. It takes a different like mind and process, I think, for horror. Like it really does. So I hope they get it. Would love to see Call of Duty get it. Of course, Hellblade 2, but I'm gonna say Silent Hill 2. I'm rooting for you, Silent Hill 2.
Alrighty. Best score and music. We got Astrobot.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Before we go, I think
there
are 2 games that should be on here that aren't.
Ooh,
Outlaws Outlaws soundtrack is dope. It's like I'm playing it and there's barely there's like fanfare Star Wars stuff, but it's not like the theme, the Star Wars theme. It's like some cool futuristic action adventure shit. It's like it brings Assassin's Creed's level music, but to this future world. You know,
it has this unique sound.
It does. It does. It stands apart while still feeling familiar. I just
that's good.
That intro every time when I load it up, it's like this is still sick. Like the music hits. I think I might just buy some of those.
Let me ask you this question: does it hit like how the intro of the Fallen Order hits?
Oh shit! I want to say because I know the game it is, and like what it does, like it fits perfectly. Like I think it does. I think it hits better. Okay. Just because you're an outlaw and you're traversing the galaxy and doing these things. The theme is like it sets up this like cool dynamic like pressure, I want to say. Man, I don't even remember the fucking Survivor theme anymore. I'm gonna be honest, because Outlaws, I can hear right now the Outlaws theme. It's just
I feel like Survivor was like more not like down to earth, but it was more like subtle just because of like the more like darker tone that the game had.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. And I mean, I feel like it kind of complements like Cal. He's a little bit low, like he's a little bit like lower, I would say, for lack of a better word. He's kind of like down a little, but everyone else around him is like rising.
It's like he's getting more jaded while everybody else is getting more hopeful.
A little, yeah. And just those around him, I think, are way more dynamic, but it's just because he's like trying to navigate his life as like a Jedi and feelings and stuff. So I think, yeah, that goes in tandem with it. But anyway, yeah, I just want to say my piece for those two. Anyway, go ahead, Brian. Let's see who our best score music people are.
I mean, I'm sure, like, you know, Final Fantasy VII has just had banger music throughout the ages, so I'm not surprised if it win. I'm not too sure about like Metaphor or Silent Hill 2 and Stellar Blade just because I don't have that much experience. But I will say, god damn it, every time you load up Astrobot and the Astrobot theme song kicks in, it fucking just puts a smile on my face. The Astrobot theme song and just the overall just kind of like cheery like mood that the music just like brings into me is just like a breath of fresh air. Will it win? I don't know because it's going up against heavy hitters, but that's my personal like pick for myself. Also, like not maybe spoilery, but like when there's a level where a giant tree just sings at you as you're climbing up in through it.
That's pretty cool.
It's fucking sick. Alrighty. Best art direction. Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, Metaphor Refantasio, and Neva. I actually don't know.
I don't know either. I want to say Black Myth Wukong for sure visually was stunning. I remember when they dropped that trailer. Sure. But I also want to say, like, I think Neva is like indie. I'm just gonna because with these ones I'm not so invested. I want to give it to them because they're kind of like the underdog in this situation.
That's fair. So. It's also just interesting because like most of these have like very unique art styles. So it's like hard to like compete them to like have them compete together because they're just so different.
Maybe they should have more subcategories with some of these like nominations, you know?
Have more subcategories that will be mentioned slightly and just like brushed aside.
Yeah, because someone needs to make out with Kojima. Anyway, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, this one's a toss-up for me. Honestly. Best narrative. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor Refantasio, Senua Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Boy.
I haven't played any of these. Shit. I know you played one of them.
I played one of them, and boy, do I love it. But I know it's a very niche story or storytelling style. I would love it to win. That'd be really cool. This one's also just very like, kind of like with the last one. They're all very different.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's good though. A lot of diversity.
Yeah, it's a lot of good diversity. I'm thinking like maybe Metaphor or Silent Hill 2 just because of recency bias.
Yeah.
And just how much attention they're getting right now in like voting season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. I'd be pleasantly surprised if Hellblade won. That's just me. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Which I believe this is the second to last one, which I know a lot of people kind of argue if something wins best game direction, shouldn't it also win game of the year? Because that's the whole point. But
yeah.
That's neither here nor there. Best game direction got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Still think Helldivers should be on here.
You'd think so.
Yeah, I think it got a snub. And I think, I don't know if Dragon Age deserves it, but also like I just feel like it should have a bigger presence here, personally. Maybe not in this category, just overall. Like I'm just surprised it's only in accessibility. I don't know. That's just afterthoughts, you know?
I'm wondering if it's because it released so late that maybe a lot of the industry people that are voting on this like wouldn't have enough time to finish it. Maybe that's why.
We did just like pop out like a week or two ago.
Which is kind of unfortunate, but maybe like cross our fingers that like it could be on here next year. Like hopefully.
Be on for 2 years though?
Well, I mean, as far as like the bigger categories, just because like people have been able to play it, like you can judge it on like its whole rather than just kind of off the feeling of it.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I like you said though, like Balatro's here, but not in the other game of the year. Oh, it is. Never mind. I'm just blind.
No, but like Balatro's like has the opportunity to get a whole bunch of awards this year, which is great for an indie game.
Yeah, let's go Balatro. Go indie.
Go indie. And I guess like you can also say like Black Myth Wukong. That's actually kind of interesting to think about. Is Black Myth Wukong considered indie? I guess not, because it's Game Science is like backed by it has that big money.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, any one of these could win. Well, maybe the Black Myth Wukong memes will help carry it to victory.
And I haven't seen any since release. Shit.
You never know. TikTok can turn on a dime.
That's true. That's true.
All right. And I believe, without further ado, Joel, let's get into Game of the Year, which, if I believe I'm not, is this exact fucking same as Best Game Direction. It's Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. It's the same fucking category. Why do we have both of these then? What the fuck is happening?
Helldivers should be here just because of the impact it had. But maybe it was just on a Sony level. But even then, people were like, just remember saying like, we need to get this on Xbox. Like even PlayStation was like, we got to share this shit. We need people to play this, you know? Like,
so I
feel like it's such a big snub.
So I want to read the descriptions again. So Best Game Direction awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. And Game of the Year recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. The fact that there is no like different game within these two categories makes both these categories like, why do we have game direction this year if it's the same games? Because if whoever wins game direction, you would think would win Game of the Year, which
better be something
probably won't be. But it's like, I understand that criticism where it's like, okay, well, if it has the best game direction, shouldn't it be like Game of the Year then? If the categories are both exactly the same, as far as like the nominees are,
I don't know.
It's just wow.
I'm butthurt for Helldivers. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having my.
Hey, that's it's a fair feeling.
I feel like they deserve to be up here, personally.
Like, I honestly think this is my personal bias, and I think Hellblade 2 could have been in Best Game Direction.
I think so
too.
Because
regardless of if you thought it was a good idea or not, like the fact, like what I said in our buddy Vic's podcast that came out, like the innovation they went through for that game, as far as just like what they've done, I feel like deserves to be on Best Game Direction, and it's not there. Yep. So that's my butthurt opinion. Least without being I don't even know what I was going to say. With that aside, Helldivers 2 always. But in this circumstance, I would honestly just root for the indie. Like,
same.
Balatro, like push Balatro all the way to WrestleMania.
Hell yeah. Balatromania.
Balatromania. Running wild.
Put a finger up, oos, for Balatro.
No. I'm not going to try to make it accurate. I was going to try to be a smart ass about it, but I couldn't fucking do it.
Balatro tribal
the
chief.
Balatro. Ooh, that was a big list.
That was
a big list, but
turned out pretty fast. But still, that was a lot.
It was a lot,
all things considered.
But I feel like that's the hardest part, is just like the discussion about what we think about the list. But now we just have to look forward to the actual event, which will be fun.
Yeah. Last year though, we had a lot to say about last year.
Yeah, we did. But I guess kind of like just a little bit of like an afterthought, Joel. Speaking of like world premieres and stuff like that, is there anything that you're kind of hoping for that the Game Awards will kind of show off this time?
Baldur's Gate crossplay drop. They won so much.
Yeah.
They better fucking announce that shit. Come on now.
You think that it's possible?
Do it.
Because
I would love a fake out and Spider-Man 2 gets fucking DLC. Like, JK, here it is next week. That's me being extremely hopeful though.
Hey, guess what? Multiplayer was not canceled, baby.
Oh god. I would love to see more of the Wolverine game. I didn't look up for more. Just the still of him with the claws or that trailer. Would love that.
If we get a trailer, that'd be fantastic.
I feel like now is the time, especially with the movie that just came out. Probably some more Ghosts of Yotei, get that exciting. More Shadow stuff would be good for Assassin's Creed. Would be dope.
Maybe.
I would love. They announced some DLC for Outlaws. I don't remember if they said the names. If it was a tie-in to another Star Wars game, I would just love that. That's all.
Okay.
That'd be cool. But I'll look it up. Maybe they already announced the names, but they probably did.
Okay. I think we'll probably get like a launch trailer for Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah,
because it'll be so close to launch for them.
Oh yeah, that's right. What does it come out on the 20th? Right, December 20th.
I think so. Let's use the old Google machine real quick. Anna Jones and the Great Circle coming out. Oh shit, December 6th. So it'll actually be out already. It'll be out by then. Okay.
They're probably still gonna have some big trailers and stuff for it.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, I would fucking love a Mass Effect 5 teaser, like another one. I fucking would love that.
Do you think? Ooh, because you know what?
Full steam ahead, which I hate knowing. Like, it's like, sorry, no DLC for Veilguard, but we're all focused on Mass Effect 5. It's like, fuck, but.
So, when was the last time they showed? When was the last time they showed off anything about 5?
Last year.
You know, the fact that they didn't show anything for N7 Day, it's possible.
They said they're waiting. They're cooking. They're cooking.
You know, but you know, they could like sprinkle in a little bit of something. You know,
I would love just a reveal. It's still the Andromeda crew. People are like, they're there, and all of a sudden it's like fucking Rex is like, whoa! I was like, what? Explain this. Explain. Much question. We'll love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that'd be. I mean, of course.
Probably Marathon. They've been quiet about that. I'm assuming we're probably doing something.
I don't know because I think
they need to be quiet though at the same time.
I think they said they're going quiet though, so I don't know if we're gonna be getting anything.
I know the Destiny mobile game is like gonna be a thing. They might have a trailer for that.
Oh yeah.
You'll have phones, don't you? That's my guess.
Maybe. Because I think Marvel Rivals will be out around that time. Maybe something about that. Maybe like a new character or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you see that they announced that Moon Knight's going to be in it?
I did see that, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Hey, off topic, but kind of on topic. You see that Days Gone's getting a DLC or something like that?
Wait, what?
It's like something, like some kind of optimization or something. Like they're revisiting the game, right? I'm like, what?
Like a PS5 upgrade?
Something like that. I don't know. Maybe it was just someone being hopeful, and I believed. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, cool.
Surprise. I love the concept at the time, and then I think the execution just wasn't there.
It ran like shit. But I mean, hey, you know, if that gives any hope for like anything down the line, because they had character representation in Astrobot, you know, so it's not like it's a like PlayStation doesn't know pretends that it doesn't exist, you know.
Unrelated, I saw a post I just got to bring up. Someone's like, now's the time. Destiny is on its way out. And someone just showed a picture of Anthem. It's time to reboot it. I was like, oh, God.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Battleborn.
Oh, no. Can you imagine 2015? I was like, man, Battleborn looks cool, but so does Overwatch. Which one do I pick? Fast forward to now. Anyway, yeah, I just like, damn, that would be a good time to actually give that game a good reboot and try. But it should be free to play. That's for fucking sure.
Oh, for sure. You can't sell that. You don't want to Concord that thing, man.
Oh God, but yeah, it's just food for thought. All right. Anyway,
you know what would be the most wildest reveal is that if they actually showed off the Switch 2.
Ooh.
It doesn't feel like a Nintendo idea, but you never know. Nintendo throws curveballs every now and again.
I was gonna say, once in a while they do some wild shit. Ooh.
And it's just like,
is it still gonna be called the Switch 2, or is it gonna be like Switch Fun Time or something? Switch it up. I swear.
Switch it up.
I swear. That's what's gonna be called.
Switch over.
It's an Xbox exclusive.
But yeah, I like that would be like the best surprise Like honestly, like having, like imagine having like a commercial come up and it's like the Switch, and like they take the Switch out of the dock, and then all of a sudden like the Switch 2 just comes in. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then so they say, oh shit. Family friendly out the door.
Get the fuck in here.
We put Black Ops 6 on the Switch, bitches.
A little bit of a side tangent there. They did kind of verify that the Switch 2 or whatever it's gonna be called will be backwards compatible.
That's good.
Because I think they're
systems won't do that.
Yeah, because I think they're fully going with the Switch Online, like the Nintendo Online is like going to be like a service that keeps carrying over now.
That's good.
So it's like all of your Switch games and all of the classic console games on like the online service is going to be porting over. So that's good. But yeah, it'll be fun to see what they got. I know there's always some good announcements going on.
Xbox Series X Slim.
XS.
Yeah. The XXXSSS.
The Xbox S Slim X.
PS5 Pros, get yours for $100. We need these gone.
We made too many, they're too expensive.
Whoops.
Fuck.
Free copy of Helpers. Free sign a contract.
Boop. Well, that is the nominees for the 2024 Game Awards. We will be watching that live again this year. I believe I said it was on the 12th of December. It's usually a Thursday.
Going to live react again?
Oh yeah, baby. It's the end of the year kind of like chillax and see what's coming, because we know there's going to be a whole lot of world premieres probably, and don't want to miss that. So for anybody watching this on YouTube, be sure to let us know in the comments who you think is going to win in each category, or who else you thought got snubbed this year from the Game Awards. And of course, if you are hanging out on December 12th, come hang out with us and watch the Game Awards, and we'll enjoy seeing all of the cool announcements as well as seeing who wins these awards this year. Joel, any final thoughts before at least in the YouTube realm we wrap it up here? We're not going to be wrapping it up on live, but any final thoughts?
I think there's 3 games that need a little more love. That's all. You heard me, whether you agree or not. That's what I think.
Can't argue with that. All right.
How about you, Brian? Final thought?
Final thoughts. It's kind of along the same lines as you. Like, I feel like there's some games that should have had more spotlight here, maybe. But I am happy that, again, more games get to be spotlighted regardless if they win or not. Especially for indie games, it's always good for them to have this public of a viewing. So if any reminders to anybody that will watch the Game Awards, if you haven't played any of the games and you think they look cool, go try them out, or at least go look them up on like Steam or something, wishlist them to give it a little bit more circulation, because I know Game Awards is always a good time for smaller game publishers to help boost their notoriety a little bit. So if you see a game you like, shout it out, let them know you like it.